Hi everyone. I just want to jump straight back on this with Agri, just so good people they know how vulnerable they've been and still are regarding flooding. Obviously, I've been relaying with MPs, so they know about it, Mr. Khan, and hopefully he will want to get involved in a big way. Right, I told you all about how there's potentially somebody could have died up there yesterday and one thing or another. After this were done and all cables cut, basically what it needed was someone to come in and mend it. Right. In the meantime, what do you do if a flood occurs? Well, basically, down there, at each end on these floodgates, you see some little handles, you can do it manually, they're about 6 inch, but let me tell you what happens with this. They're just as an emergency measure and temporary. It takes about half an hour on each one to wind them down, and if there's a big flood of water basically and it's 3 in the morning and the settee's stuck under these gates and swings and all, so, and there has been, I've been down at 3 in the morning, and before you can even start an emergency procedure basically you're dragging, and it's so dangerous you wouldn't believe. You know, you've got to have all safety gear on. It's so, there's been settees stuck under so they can't come down gates, so you to get all that done before you get into action with gates coming down. It's such a, you know, procedure. But anyway, what happened was basically when it was mended, and it took some time, they didn't just rush, oh yeah, we'll get it done. It took quite a while for them to get somebody to come and do it. So what it ended up was, they didn't have a direct cable from pump station to generator. They got a cable and you had to manually put it from one to other to make things work. They had a couple of cables done, and I said, look, because I deal with everything, all maintenance, everything, and you know, checking everything, I says, I'll keep hold of a cable, I says, and then if anything happens, I'm straight on job. Because what basically, a lot of people tell you, they'll have seen me up and down there over years, what used to happen, if it rained, obviously if it rained every day, everybody who worked for me were trained up to do that job. I took everybody down who worked for me, I showed them, went through it, trained them how to make it, everybody knew how to make that system work perfect. And do you know what we used to do, all of us, when it rained, everybody, beyond EA water levels, river levels, you know, we were in front with it all the time. We didn't need ringing at 3 in the morning. Me and my lad were out there at 2 in the morning, you know, making things work. Council didn't come out, they never, you know, they won't come out, idle as sin. Idle as sin. Anyway, gets it going, everything with this cable, so I says to this, and I want you to write this name down, Paul Madison, Nick Fogarty, Brian Thomas, Graham West, and obviously Mary McRae. They should have all resigned by now, but they won't. Then it was about life, people's lives at risk. So it gets all mended, and I just says to Paul Madison, look, I says, this needs some kind of a maintenance system, you know, making sure it works. I mean, it's supposed to work in emergency flood. I think it was supposed to all be automated, but the trouble with that was, A, I think they'd gone over budget that much and that wasted, that might batch them, and B, basically, if someone were impeding these gates coming down, you need a manual people there. So anyway, I said to Paul Madison, look, when we're out doing trash screens and that, I said, let us come here, maintain, make sure everything works. Well, let me think about it. Yeah. And I says, the thing is, Paul, I says, that generator is key started, I says, and with a battery, I says, if anything happens and that doesn't fire up, I says, you're in some severe trouble. Well, you can do it with wheels. I says, Paul, it don't work like that. I says, to try do it manual, I says, you're getting some right difficulties. Go on then. Lo and behold, what happened? I set a system up, you know, to have a look at it, get everything working, put some load on the machine. When I say put load on the generator, what it means is like, in your car, when you press lights on or heater, it puts load on your battery basically, you know, and that's what this was. It will like start everything up, make sure pumps are working, it puts load on Jenny, and it makes it all work fine, you know. So I take some men now and goes, right, but I'm going to take you through a procedure. This was original. I'll take you through a procedure basically. No, won't start. Paul, it's happened straight away, it won't. Why? I said, well, it looks like battery's flat. Can you start it with some jump leads? Like about 100 foot away. I said, well, I probably can this time. I says, I'll get some extended jump leads. Month later, Paul, this needs sorting. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Jump leads, and do you know what happened? After about 3 months, jump leads or not, it caused something to happen and it were reversing things. It were burning jump leads out, and it just wouldn't work then. That were it, done. So I said, Paul, I said, inevitable's happened, it won't work. He said, why? I said, what? I says, it needed mending. We ain't got no, we don't know what we can. I don't think we've any paperwork or put it in or anything like that. I said, what? Yeah, and do you know what this, do you know, 6 months that went on. You were open to disaster for 6 months and you didn't know that. You could have all been catastrophically flooded and, you know, 6 months, and do you know how it ended up? I said, look, Paul, I said, why don't you just let me get somebody? Let me have a word. I said, Paul, I says, do you understand what can happen here? Well, how much will it? I says, it doesn't matter. And do you know what ended up? I got a kid I know, a bloke, and he put robots in factories, and you know, he knew his business. And he come out, and he was there 12 hours. I never charged council for it. I stopped with him. I never charged him. Anyway, he got it going, and I actually said, I said, put an isolator switch on it as well. Got it going, lovely. Yeah, and I think I only charged about 400 odd quid, you know. 6 months you went without any protection. Not a joke, I've got paperwork, don't worry. So you've gone 6 months without protection. Anyway, you were so vulnerable to flooding, you know, it was ridiculous. Lo and behold, this Nick Fogarty, you know, whose missus was on a shopping spree constantly at Arco, they put him in charge of things. And he'd been, you know, and his main goal was to basically get me out and start reducing work I did and stuff like that. It was unbelievable. No concern for safety whatsoever, none at all. So it starts off, and let me tell you what happens sometimes, and it's happened to me. I've sat there 32 hours, and at 3 in the morning, right, when you've got a torrent of water coming at you, you've got to operate this system, then you'll be there in half an hour, 10 minutes, between 10 minutes and half an hour, there, on it, you know, everybody committed, all that's committed to helping people, no council. So, basically, where were I then? Oh yeah, so this Nick Fogarty, just to get to me, I couldn't believe this, right? I couldn't believe it. Do you know what he put in contract? In next contract he put, you couldn't believe this. Instead of basically somebody being there to deal with emergency like I did do, in contract he basically put, what we're going to do in future, in an emergency, we'll get in touch with 6 contractors, get the best price for somebody to go out and deal with it. Yeah, can you imagine? Because I was a small business, I know it, we were on it, but can you imagine? 3 in the morning, you ring a company up and say, give us a price to go out. It's unexplainable what you're to do anyway. Have you got all safety gear and that? And, you know, I had to have harnesses, all sorts. It was so dangerous. But can you imagine? This is what you were put at risk. Ringing 6 contractors, expecting CEOs of companies and that to like say, hold on a minute, I'll do that for you. I'll get a price for you. Unbelievable. And it's here, it's not a lie. That's what he did, just to get to me, because I was that cheap, I never charged time and a half or anything, went out, did it, saved people from flooding, but yeah, it was going to basically, at your risk, contact six people, ask them for a price each. How long would that have took? You'd have been under 10 foot of water. But this Nick Fogarty, he'll come up a lot, this man, a horrible man. Anybody who's employed him, you want to be careful. So, next thing, let me just show you this. This is a list, and this me going every month and just making things work, you know, just to make it work, which I did. And I said, it should be every 2 weeks, oh, do it every month. And what used to happen every month, right, this is a list. And I used to go around and make sure all this were working correctly, all over district, everywhere. And part of it, just here, at Agrig, it's at pen stocks, you know, making everything work. We used to go each month, it don't matter what will work for me, fire everything up, check everything, make sure everything were running, right? This Nick Fothergill, oh no, do you know what he did? Just to think he was spiting me with work. But he wasn't, he was putting your safety at risk and your properties. This is a later one, when they put him in charge of things, and you'll see, outside of the one I've just shown you, it's got an NA, not applicable. He took it off list. He took it off the list. Nobody to go down, nobody to check, make sure it works. And I don't even know now if it'll just fire up for you. And do you know, he even went a bit further. No one in council could do it. I had to like learn it myself and then learn all lads. And as I said, I showed everybody, and I didn't charge council for, you know, lads doing it. I paid them out of my own pocket. And do you know what he did then, that Nick Fothergill? Because he got it in his head, I'm going to get rid of Derek, so what I'll do, I'll get to know how it works, and then I'll show another contractor if we get one to come out. And he wrote to me, and that's what that basically it says, can one of your qualified staff take Gemma and myself through the operation of the pumps and pen stocks at Agrig flood storage? It should take half a day. Can you imagine if you were learning somebody at 3 in the morning? You wouldn't. Look, there. So basically then, he took cable off me, so I couldn't get there to do it for you. Can you imagine him going out and at 3 in the morning and that? What was he going to do if these big things impeded floodgates and that? It don't work like that. You have to have someone on the ball straight away. So that's where it comes to what I'm going to tell you now. Your MP needs to be writing to Wakefield Council and asking straight out, can I have a copy of the protocol or the action plan for Agrig when it's under flood? Within the hour, please, fax it. Merrin McRae needs to then get to Land Range and say, within 10 minutes on my table, action plan, protocol, risk assessments for Agrig. Do you know what? They haven't got one. They haven't got one. It's just done on a wing and a prayer. I'm not kidding. And basically, the MP then, Mr. Khan, needs to say, no, not good enough. That alone needs another inquiry why you're so vulnerable at Agrig. It needs a proper inquiry. It's no good I'm saying to Mr. Khan come in a week later saying, oh look, I've got one. It needs to be saying, why didn't we have one? When was this drawn up? Who are the contractors who are coming? Are they capable of doing it? Has anybody checked the safety record for what they're going to take there? Because the other week when there were some flood conditions, I went by, there was no one there. They might have had somebody there, but you know, we stopped with it. There was no one there. And basically, that Fothergill was just decimating everything. And I'll tell you about other things. So basically, in a nutshell, apart from them not caring if anybody gets killed up there, there's been 6-month period where there was nothing working. I had to get it done myself. There's no action plan, and they reckon they can ring a contractor, 6 contractors, and ask for a price. And by the time it wouldn't even happen. They wouldn't be able to do it. It can't. It's impossible. Logistics are that impossible. So you're stuck up there Both cables now are in Tadman Street, and I've been under flood condition before and gone up to Tadman Street. Meet somebody up there. There's nobody there. Every bit of flooding in Wakefield, I can guarantee, 95% of it, we dealt with it. We dealt with it, and we didn't have to be told what to do, we knew what to do. So yeah, you've been left up there vulnerable, and you're still vulnerable. But every one of your residents up there should all, in your house, have a copy showing you exactly what the action plan is, the protocol for when you're under flood condition. You should be demanding it from your MP, and MP should be demanding it from council. And as I said, they haven't got one. Whether they produce one after they see this, they might do that. But I'll be very surprised if they do, because nobody's resigning, nobody's getting sacked for nearly killing people, so having your properties flooded, that ain't going to bother them much, is it? And if anybody wants to write to me and ask me anything, they can. But what I've said with Mr. Khan, he needs to be contacting me, and we need to be getting up there and let me run through the system with him. Then I can show him personally. You're still at risk, I can tell you that. You're at major risk up there. Right, let me tell you something else. You've got to live up there, but don't forget, you need to see protocol and action plan for up there. But Mr. Khan better understand this. Don't be fannied off by any excuse of that. You need to know why there wasn't one, more not where is it, why there hasn't been an action plan, why Nick Fothergill decimated, why there's no maintenance anymore, you know, why that's been taken away, maintenance. You know, why that pump station don't get tested every month like it should be. You're absolutely sat there and you don't even realise that you're prone to basically being flooded out. That's how bad it is. And back to something else up there. If you live up there, you'll know, side at car wash on Doncaster, there's a big green gate. If you go further up Montague Street, there's another smaller one. Them gates, basically, what happens is, when it's under flood condition, they're supposed to close manually, lock down with a span and like suction to the road. The small one up near the allotments, for maybe 18 months, broke. I reported it, nothing. If you'd have flooded, that gate would not, it didn't work. And do you know what happened? Whereas I would have, at one time, I would have gone, right, I'll sort it. This Fothergill just clamped all that down. No, you're not doing nothing. Just simple as that. I'd have had it done in a breath. No problem. It's done now. They went out and had some welding done and other things, you know. But what it was, even junior engineers in Wakefield Council who worked in there, they'd said to me, Derek, I dare let you do this or that. Nick's told us nothing must be done. Derek doesn't do nothing until it goes through me. They're not bothered about the risk they put. So basically, another 18 months, you were basically vulnerable. There's actually something else down there, but I want to show Mr. Khan that personally. There is something else. But do you understand what I'm saying? They took all maintenance away, nobody goes down. There's no set contractor. Actually, it's set in stone who knows exactly what to do when they go down. And I believe this Fothergill has caused 95% of all this trouble has gone. They didn't even know. Nobody in the council know how to even work it. When it broke down and I had to get it mended, they didn't have no contact numbers or who done job even. Because they'd let that Mike Bartram do it all. I don't know whether he took paperwork home with him. How alarming is that? Isn't it? And this, I'll tell you what, there's thousands, when this is over, this coronavirus, there's thousands of these going through letterboxes, thousands of them going through letterboxes all over the district, explaining how bad things are, and explaining, and this is why your MPs, all your MPs, never mind writing back, even John Trickey, all them allegations of all, they know what they are, the MPs have all been sent to them. They should be asking council for a detailed explanation to everyone. Not that bitter garbage what they sent, you know, not that rubbish what they sent. Where was it? That, wherever it is, anyway. Not that what they sent, that excuse, that response. Your MPs need to be writing and say we want a detailed explanation of every allegation on these sheets, every single one. But first and foremost, your MP needs to open an inquiry about the flood, about all the flood carry on up there, and asking them for protocol, action plan, and everything else. And each one of you need one of them in your home. And don't be fobbed off when they say, "Oh, we've got you one." Ask that question, what would have happened? What would have happened with your insurance? You know, all them questions need to be asked. All of them. They've left you so vulnerable up there, all it is. And as I said, that with contract about asking, getting a price for an emergency, getting the cost for an emergency, it says it here, I've got it here, it's not like a lie. You know, pause that, you know, have a look. Yeah, that's not a lie. We'll get a cost for an emergency and that, and we'll get up there and we'll this. The likelihood is people, most contractors, you can't just jump on that. There's a lot more to it. You've got to understand how they work. You've got to understand if they get impeded with settees. Like, can you imagine dragging an old settee out of a watercourse with massive amount of water coming at you? I've had to do that. Swings, child swings stuck under. Yeah. But this Fothergill, it's just decimated it all. Absolutely decimated it all. You're all under potential flood risk. I'd be worried. I'd be really worried. But if your MP thinks that ain't serious enough to open another inquiry, I don't know what is. I mean, I'm going to tell you more about the feeding and all the pilfering. There's a lot more to tell you. But I just wanted all people in Agri to understand what goes on. There's been more periods in time over years where you've just been open to be flooding and properties demolished, you know, absolutely. It's all here, I've got all, you know, it's all in front of me, it's not a lie, yeah. Oh, and as I said, it was me pushing all the time, look, you've got to do this, you must do that, not council, well, yeah, we'll think about it. But yeah, look, if you want to say,